bolster as we're getting started to elevate the chest. So lay back onto the bolster. The legs are not super picky. Go ahead and do it long ways for this first one. So okay. Yeah. Awesome. So I'm not super picky with the legs for this one today. So it can be cross leg. You can do straight legs. You can do cobbler's pose legs. I'm not super picky on the legs. It's just whatever's comfortable for the low back. But let the arms open a bit wider than normal. So it's more like directly at the side. And just feel how this elevation with the bolster is already inviting the chest and the pecs to stretch. Maybe even tuck the shoulder blades in a little closer to each other so that the front of the chest really has that space to fall all the way open. And so starting with this pose, we'll begin to connect with our intention for class already. The idea for today is we're working on a lot of the posture stuff. So there'll be a little bit of core stuff that we'll do to strengthen our posture muscles. But for the most part, we're helping to stretch both the shoulder and the neck area where we tend to hold tightness there, as well as the low back where it tends to get tight for a lot of people. And so those are our main focus areas, helping to stretch that so that sitting up really tall in a good posture feels a little bit more comfortable. So that's our physical goal for today. The idea that we can keep in the back of our mind is it's almost like the reverse of hiding in an egg. That egg shape curls you into that fetal position, which is a position of comfort, but it's not that great for the spine and for breathing. And so we're breaking out of our eggshell, we're taking up space, we're taking our time, we're just letting our life become a little bit more magical by taking up all the space that we need to be alive. And so that's why spreading the arms a bit wider than normal here, we're taking up just a little bit more space. Feel how that affects the chest. And I'd like to start off with a few little stretches for the shoulder neck area. So I'd like us to wind our elbows in eagle's pose. Right elbow is under the left elbow. And then see if you can wrap your palms around each other. If not, try to just grab for your thumb. And with the best wind that you have possible, push the shoulders down away from ears and leave them there. And then the fingertips climb to the space above head. So shoulders down, fingertips up. Those opposing actions create a really nice stretch across the top of the shoulders. Just enjoying some good deep breaths there for a moment. Then as we unwind the arms, let the elbows open like football goalposts to each side. It's that nice 90-degree angle. Maybe the elbows don't even touch the ground. That's okay. Try to let gravity take over for a moment. Little counter stretch to what we just did. And we'll take the second side. So now left elbow under right. Wind the palms if you can. Same thing where we push shoulders down away from ears and then the fingertips rise above head. wide, let the elbows open again. And from here, clasp hands together in front of the chest. Straighten the arms as much as you can. We're going to aim for a wrist stretch. So keep the right arm straight. The left hand drops down a little bit, so that pulls the right wrist into a stretch. And then reverse that. So left wrist is in the stretch because right hand is pulling down. And then flip the palms face up to the ceiling. And we'll do the same type of stretch. So leave the right arm straight. The left hand pulls down as much as it can. Putting that side of the right wrist into the stretch. And then left. Keep the fingers wound like this. Straighten the elbows again, and then just try to stretch the arms up overhead. Stretching as far back as you can. Maybe this pulls the shoulders nicely. Maybe you're feeling it in the forearms, or even all the way down to the belly. Just stretching up and back. It's like we're waking up first thing. Good. Release the hands. Slide the elbows to the floor on each side. Lift the head. We're pressing our way up to sit. The bolster can sit off the mat. We're taking bottoms of feet together. And then for this one, the feet slide forward really far. So this will invite the stretch to go a little bit deeper into low back. So slowly start to tilt forward. We'll take a little bit of time in just a moment to lean over the right and then lean over the left. What this is doing is counter stretching the arch that our back was just in. So balancing it out in the spine. So just a few more breaths right here in the middle. Okay, so we'll start to lean to the right side. I like to take the left hand on the left knee and just straighten that left arm. What that does is shift my head over the right. Maybe the other hand is open off to the side to kind of prop us up. And you should be feeling the stretch in the left low back. So there's muscles there that tend to get really tight. And you'll notice we're going to start slowly building up into some of the major muscle groups that connect around this low back area. Because the big muscles can be bullies on the small muscles if they get too tight. We'll slowly build that up, helping the whole area feel a little bit better. So now slowly go heavy head through the center. Right hand to right knee, straighten the right arm, and we're leaning over left. Sometimes one half of the low back is a very different story than the other. Just breathing into the muscles. Let's go heavy through the center again. Pause for a few more breaths. And roll the spine up. Here we'll do a little core section. So building up the strength of some of these muscles that surround the back. So first we'll do a boat pose. So balancing on the glutes, trying to lift the knees. Keeping hands on thighs is absolutely fine. Keeping hands separate makes it harder, so you choose. Bent knees again is easier, straight legs is harder. So choose the version that's gonna work today. We're just breathing about 5 more cycles. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then the knees roll onto your back. Good. So slide the left leg long on the floor. Right leg goes up to sky. We're going to do straight leg switches. So the leg on the floor hovers above the ground. And then we'll switch the leg that's up. The other one lowers. So we'll go back and forth a few times. You have options here. If the top leg, if you use your hands to grab onto that leg, you can also add in a little bonus stretch each time the leg is up, starting to warm up and stretch through those muscles. But if you don't use hands, it's more core stuff. So if that's what you're going for today, that's fine. You choose your version. Keep the breath flowing while we're doing this core section. We'll do 3 more switches each leg. 3, 3, 2, 2, 1, and 1. Then both knees, plant the feet close to glutes, hands on the floor beside the hips. And let's take 5 bridge poses. So scoop the tailbone up, rise up 1 vertebrae at a time. Here's 5. Exhale, return down 1 vertebrae at a time. And 4. 3. 2. Last one, stay. Some people have the ability to clasp hands under the back. If you can do that, take that. Maybe even walk shoulder blades closer together. We were opening the chest for just a moment, from the legs, the glutes, all these supportive muscles. Trying to lift the hips. 1 more breath in. Exhale, release hands, return the hips down. Good, take right ankle to left side. And then left hand behind the head. This right arm is just open to the side. And we're going to take the left elbow up to the right knee. We're going for 10. So exhale every time you rise. Inhale down. And 9. 8. Just do the best you can. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. Relax the head and just grasp around the left thigh or shin, whatever you can reach. We're heading into a figure 4 stretch before the second side. Catch the breath, feel it slow down a little bit. Enjoy that stretch through the right hip glute area. Beautiful. So release. The right foot is on the ground, left ankle to right thigh. And we've got just 10 more of these crunches. And that's the end for this section, this core stuff. So inhale, crunch. Exhale, elbow trying to get as close as it can to knee, and down. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax the head down. Hug around the right thigh or shin this time. Feeling how alive the heart is. It's nice to kind of wake that up here. There's so much health that happens by letting that heart rate increase for a little while. More breath. Exhale. Uncross the leg, and then we're going to work our way back up to a seated place. So sometimes rolling like a ball works. If you're doing that, roll up and down a few times. Nice massage through that spine. Eventually into full cobbler. It's open. So it's a bit closer. So less about the back necessarily, more about starting to get into some of those bigger muscle groups across the hips and inner thighs. Tilt forward, release the weight of the head. Sometimes if there's tightness in the neck, you can even take time to roll the head over to right shoulder and over to left, just taking your time. Just enjoying 3 more breaths here. Rising up, we can swing the knees underneath the body, coming to kneel. Take some cat-cows. So the whole spine becomes more mobile. Even if it's a game of a millimeter, so the whole thing willing to move. Without movement, the spine especially starts to lose its range of motion. More breath, up and down. Okay. From here, right leg floats back. Left arm tries to float forward. Staying here in the challenge enough, just stay. Otherwise, 5 times, elbow and knee come close. Extend back out and lift. 4, 3. This is a good one to start getting into some of the back muscles. 2. If that side is strong, just like we worked on the core itself. And 1. Stay or try to get hand and foot to connect behind the back. If you have the connection, lift. Back bend movements like this are really helpful to counter hunched forward movements throughout the day. Beautiful. Release. Reset for second side. Like that. Maybe right arm forward. Stay or take 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stay or grab hand and foot. If you've got that connection, lift. Good. Release. Reach the right arm clear up to the sky. Pause for just a moment. And thread the right shoulder all the way down to the ground. Left hand can stay. It could wind around the low back, or it could reach up to the top right corner of mat. For those that want a balance challenge before we switch, slide the left hand in front of face again. And then you're balancing the left leg back. So first start by sliding the left toes to the back of the mat. And then maybe the left foot floats. Beautiful. If you did that, start to work the knee back down. Put the left hand in front of face, press into it. Reset in kneeling. Once you're there, take a cat. The cow. Beautiful. Left arms twist up to the sky, stay for a moment, feel the chest open. And thread that shoulder all the way to the ground. Right arm can stretch up to top left corner or wind around the back. Stay, or if you're taking the challenge, right hand slides in front of face, right toe slide to the back, and maybe right foot lifts. And drop the toes, drop the knee. And if the right hand's not in front of face, bring it there. And we're pressing up to kneel. Cat. Cow. Preparing for down dog, tuck the toes, spread the fingers. Press your way up. Take as much movement as you need to wake up more and more of these muscles. Welcome to stay here a bit longer if this is feeling really good. At any point, you can walk your way up to the top of the mat, forward fold. And now to rise. Circle up and back. Into the heart. Elbows open, feel the chest spread. And hands back to heart. Shift your weight into right foot. Taking tree pose with left. So start to rotate the knee open. Toes can climb, maybe kickstand, maybe ankle, calf, or thigh. Just never push the foot directly into the knee. Keep on pushing that knee open as if we were in the cobbler's pose. Spine trying to grow taller, taking up more space. Option to also take up space with the arms. One more inhale. And exhale, drop left foot down. Already spread that foot wide on the floor. Shifting weight into that side. Right side, kickstand. Or ankle, calf, or foot to thigh. Feel everything pushing against the midline, the foot pushing into the leg, the hands pushing into one another. Spine growing taller. Option to take up more space if that feels okay for balance. One more inhale. Exhale, the foot lowers. Inhale, circle the arms up and back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, dropping fingertips down. The right foot lunges back. Keep the right hand on the floor, left hand twists up to sky, open the chest. Lower the hand, lower the knee. Keep pushing the hips forward for a front of hip stretch, the psoas stretch. So hands on the floor is the best spot for that. Great. If you want to walk hands up to thigh and keep on pushing hips forward, that's also great. And shift the hips over the back knee. Front leg is straightening, moving forward over that leg. Left leg circled off to the left side of the mat with a straight leg. Come up high. Slide the left hand down the left leg, the right hand goes up to the sky and over. From here, rise up, lower down onto the elbows. If this is enough stretch just being on elbows, that's great. If not, it's almost like we're adding puppy pose into this stretch. So start by dropping the belly lower, and then maybe the elbows and the hands walk further forward like a puppy pose. And dropping to the ground, the chest trying to get closer and closer to the ground. Walk the hands and the elbows in, drop the knee down, come up high. So this is like a variation of camel pose. Clasp the hands together. Either just leave the hands at the sacral area, the tailbone, and then open the chest. So elbows open, the shoulders open, or continue to slide the hands down the legs. So maybe they go down to the glutes. Part way down, just opening the chest a little bit. Good. Release. Drop down into a child pose. You can stay in child for a little while. You could go to down dog at any point, or you can add enough flow if you'd like. Up to you. Just enjoying the next couple of breaths, whatever option you're choosing. Eventually down dog. Ready to take the forward fold, head up. Next inhale to rise. Take a very slight back bend at the top. Hands to the heart. Elbows open. Hands back to heart. Beautiful. So, taking the second side, inhale, circle up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fingertips down, left foot back. Left hand stays floor, right hand twists up to sky. As the hand drops down, the back knee lowers. And we're in that psoas stretch, the front of the left hip. So if hands on floor gets you there, great. You want to walk hands to thigh and keep sinking the hips forward. That's also beautiful. And shift to half split. Hips go back. Front leg is straightening forward. Okay, circle that right foot to the right and then rise up high. Right hand slides down the leg, left hand up to sky and over. And rise. Lower to elbows on the floor in front of you. Or take that puppy mixed variation. So the belly starts to drop even more. The elbows and the hands walk forward. One more breath in. And out. And walk the elbows in. Lower this knee down. Up high. Clasping the hands together. This time, try to push the hands away from glutes. Or if that's not working for your body, do the same thing as before. Just rest and then open the elbows and the shoulders. More inhale. Exhale, release. Child pose, down dog, or a flow. Take your time, enjoy the journey. And eventually heading up and meeting at the top of the mat when you're ready. Forward fold. Exhale to rise. And down to heart. Shifting weight into left foot. Try to float the right knee for a moment. Touch the hands to the thigh. And then as you launch this foot back, the arms float by the ears, just land the toes. Good. We're doing that 2 more times. So float back up to stand, touch the thigh, and tap. Once more. Up and down. This time rotate the back heel down, warrior 1. Clasp hands behind back. Bow forward. Yeah, good. Always release if your balance is needing it. And hands release if not already. Circle back up. Warrior 1. Now, exhale, warrior 2. Extended side angle. Rest the front elbow. The other arm up and forward. Good. Warrior two. Reverse. Warrior two. And turn toes to the long edge of the mat. Take a forward fold. So option to clasp hands behind the back again, bowing into that shoulder stretch, or take any other arm variation that would work for you today. Bending the knees deeply, roll the spine up. Send the toes outward, 45-degree angles. And then bending down into a squat, bring the hands to the inner thighs. And as you lean forward, push. The inner thighs open. Really good inner thigh stretch. Good. Just straightening the leg. And then just walk your right to the top. Second side. Shift your weight into the left. Or sorry, right foot. Float the left. The side. Back on side ears. Twice more. Tap thigh in front. Back. Once more. And stay. Rotate the back heel down. Warrior one. Clasp hands behind back. Go forward. Release hands, circle up, warrior one, inhale. Exhale, open up, warrior two. Extended side angle. Warrior two. Reverse. Warrior two. And turn the toes to this long edge. Beautiful. Dive down. Maybe same arm variation as before, maybe new one. Bend the knees, roll up. Toes turn open, 45 degrees. And same thing, one more time. Squat down, push the thighs and the knees open. And you even drop your right shoulder forward for a spine twist. And your left shoulder. Beautiful. Release. And rise up. Step up to the top. And a little flow backwards. Circle up, inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant the hands, travel back. Elbows down, dog, or a flow your choice. We'll shift to a pigeon pose. So this can be done from kneeling or from down dog. Your choice, but right knee comes forward and through. We scoot our left knee as far back as we can. The big thing is leave the sacrum level. So you get to choose if you want to spend any of your time in a back bend. That can be really nice for that psoas stretch again. It can be nice for opening the chest. So that's fine if you want to stay here any amount of time. If at any point you'd like to lower down to sleeping pigeon, that's also beautiful. breath slowing down as we're heading to this last phase of thought. As you come back up to hands, rock your weight onto right hip. And then this left leg swings in front of you. So the right foot ends up tucked to the thigh, left leg is straight. Inhale, circle the arms to the sky. This is engaging the straightening muscles of the spine. Exhale, lean forward. It doesn't stay straight all the way to the bottom, but keep it straight as long as you can, and then just release the weight of your head forward. If you'd like to slide your bolster in on your leg or beside your leg, that can be really nice to rest onto. Rise. We're heading to the second side, so legs back behind us one more time. From kneeling or from down dog, slide the left knee through. Again, stay lifted if you'd like. Drop down to elbows at any point. Come to hands. Right leg circles all the way forward. You already know you want the bolster. You can cut that up. Circle arms to sky, feel the back muscles lengthen. And release forward. Rise. So I'd like to take a shoulder stand from here. If you like the good old normal one, just make sure you have enough space behind you. Roll back, catch your hips, and lengthen up. If you'd like the bolster variation, put the bolster under your glutes and then let your legs float up. Just a nice variation. Choose what will work for today. If you've got the bolster version, it can be nice to just grab onto right leg, pull that leg closer. Left pulls back a little bit. Switch legs if you're grabbing on. Good. Maybe both legs come closer to you, kind of like a plow. Beautiful. Softening the knees, start to plant the feet. We're going to rise our weight up so that we can scoot the bolster under the shoulders for the next pose. This is like a supported version of a fish pose. So bolster is the short ways now. It's right under like the chest area. Let the head rock backwards, opening the throat, the opposite of what it was just a moment ago. Shoulders open, just a couple of good counter breaths right here. And then lifting the head, rise up. Scoot to the wall. Imagine I have a wall right here and I'll just be mimicking exactly what you're doing. So we're facing toward the front door. My right hip is close to the wall. And then you're taking your right elbow onto the wall. You're trying to bring your chest back to face the door or even rotating a little bit more forward. I like to bring the head all the way into the mirror. Yeah, just like that, do it. Lean away from the wall to release the arm. Take that right arm straight across the chest. Left arm hugs it in. Counter stretch for the shoulder. I even like to tilt the left ear to left shoulder for this. Release. Switch sides. Left hip closer to the wall. Left elbow up. Yeah, just like that. Chest goes to the door or forward a bit more. Tries to go all the way to the mirror. And lean away from the wall to free it up. Right arm across the chest, hug it in. And maybe right ear to right shoulder. Good, release. I'd like us to wrap up today with Shavasana, at least starting in legs up the wall. So to get legs up the wall, I like to get my glutes already touching the wall. And then as you get your back onto the floor, you just have to swing your legs up. That prevents the game of trying to scoot the legs closer and closer, which can be kind of hard. Good. So we'll get legs up the wall. Just a nice chance for the back to be really long on the floor, nice and straight, as well as getting a bit of this hamstring stretch at the same time. I'm happy to bring a sandbag by if you'd like some weight to rest on your legs. That can be really nice. Wiggle fingers at me if you want me to grab you one. So this will be our Shavasana today. If you only want to stay a little bit of the Shavasana here, you're welcome to come out at any time. Otherwise, just stay the whole time and I'll guide you out when you get stuck. Begin to deepen inhales, exhales. Movement back to the arms. Excuse me. Stretching out like first thing in the morning. Eventually start to soften the knees. Let the sandbag fall off to one side. And just settle toward a fetal position off to one side. This is a moment I love when oxygen-rich blood gets to rush back down into the legs. Really enjoy that sensation. So just enjoy a couple of really good breaths here. Just taking your time as we're returning. Eventually, maybe another breath or two from now, we'll start to make our way up to a comfortable seated position. And joining hands together in front of heart, we reconnect with our intention, recognizing it's okay to break out of the shell, to take up space, take our time, and to create magic out of our life. So with this idea to lead us forward into a marvelous rest of our day, let's wrap up the time that we shared together with the sound of a full deep inhale now. May we be filled with light and happiness and peace. Namaste. Namaste.